So let's begin by settling the body, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position, serviceable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap, right over left, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. We try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning. We also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position, just allowing the body to fall into place. And we begin to let go of attending to the outside world, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are without investigation, constraining your awareness just to the body and mind. Begin to concentrate your awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air as it moves into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Giving yourself the instruction to notice quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind. And then, without judgment or frustration, to lift your awareness up from those distractions and to place it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And when the mind feels more Calm will generate a broad, altruistic motivation for our time, trying to intentionally widen our circle of concern, trying to embrace countless sentient beings within the field of our practice. So take a moment to connect with a sense of joy at having woken up yet again in this precious human rebirth, this life of leisure and opportunity. Having been born in a time and place where the spiritual teachings exist, where they are understood and widely practiced, where oneself has all of the necessary inner and outer conditions to apply yourself in spiritual pursuits. And think that this is the best opportunity that we have, that we could have, to really take the essence of what this human life means, to go beyond just self interest, to go beyond our own immediate desires, to think deeply about others, their needs, their desires, and to apply ourselves toward working for their welfare, not just one's own. And I think that our success in becoming of greater and greater benefit for other sentient beings will depend entirely upon how successful I am in turning away from non virtue, embracing virtuous, constructive actions of body, speech, and mind. So we take that process of inner transformation as the purpose of our time. And then with that motivation, today is the celebration of Chokor Duchen, and celebrating the Buddha's first discourse, the turning of the wheel of Dharma. So his first teaching was the Four Noble Truths, where he presented the blueprint for our own liberation from suffering, our ability to tap into the mind's innate potential to alleviate also the suffering of others. So today we'll contemplate these four truths, the four things that are known to be true by the noble ones, those who can see the nature of reality directly. So, the first truth is the truth of unsatisfactory conditions. So, if we regard the Buddha as the supreme physician, then his diagnosis of our existential condition is that as long as we remain as an ordinary sentient being, again and again we will meet with dissatisfaction. There are overt physical and mental pains that we experience, but also the pleasant sensory experiences that we have are fleeting, never truly satisfying, and they're not in the nature of happiness. Because the more that we engage in them, the less satisfying, the less pleasurable they become. So think in your own life, the truth of unsatisfactory conditions, adopting a brave attitude to really see the depth of this truth in our own lives. And then the Buddha diagnosed the root cause of these unsatisfactory conditions by explaining that these unsatisfactory conditions are not baked into the mind or our subjective experience, but that afflictive states of mind are presently arising in our experiences. We actively misunderstand, misapprehend the nature of self, the nature of phenomenon. And therefore, we engage in mistaken actions that perpetuate these unsatisfactory conditions. We go through life thinking that there's no choice but to pull into our experience that which seems pleasurable, to push away that which seems painful. And so we may even be willing to engage in non virtue to get what we want, to be separated from what we dislike. And this gives rise to strong attachment, strong aversion. And these drives rule our decision making, our priorities. So, here again, contemplate in your own direct experience that these afflicted states are presently arising, seeing yourself as the patient that the Buddha is diagnosing. And then with the Buddha's third noble truth, he tells us that it's possible to completely recover from the source of our suffering, these afflicted states and mistaken actions that arise from those afflicted states, which in turn will completely cease unsatisfactory conditions. So while these afflicted states are arising presently in the mind, they're completely removable from the mind. A total cessation of even the subtlest suffering is possible. The Buddha himself demonstrated that with his enlightenment. And there's no difference between oneself and the Buddha except for time and effort. Because the mind itself is naturally free from afflicted states. They're simply covering the mind's essential nature. So think of whatever small progress you've made in your life, reducing these afflicted states, even temporarily, and recognizing that these afflicted states arise due to causes and conditions, and they can cease due to causes and conditions. And then contemplate the fourth noble truth that not only is it possible to completely put an end to suffering, but there is a clear, replicable path that reliably leads to that cessation of suffering. That we can follow in the footsteps of the Buddha. We can train the mind. We can replace confusion with wisdom, ignorance with clarity. We can train in loving kindness and compassion, in generosity and patience, in moral discipline. We can develop the mind's ability to concentrate. We can take the medicine that the Buddha gives us and achieve the result of full enlightenment, not only for our own sakes, but in order to be of perfect benefit. So try to generate that strong confidence in this unmistaken path. And generate a resolve to practice day by day. Generate that same result in your own mind. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation which has generated positive energy in your mind, and think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy for the benefit of all sentient beings without exception. Thinking strongly when this positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment so that I might work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Ven.Losang life be completely dispelled. And may I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.